I think if I go back to where I started, Tom,
Yeah,
with Ellisons, if that's all right, because
of course.
believe it or not, and some people don't. I was quite shy when I joined Ellisons. I didn't, I wasn't a natural at going out and about and meeting people. I was very comfortable with my friendship group and the people I played rugby and cricket with, but the idea of going into a room full of people you didn't know filled me with dread. But my father was a sole practitioner solicitor, and he'd set up his own practice, and I knew what he'd done to develop his practice over the years, and that was all around engaging with people and
Yeah.
spending time with people. So I'd seen what he did, and how actually in many ways it was easy.
Mm.
You had to do it. You had to have the confidence to go out. And when I qualified at Ellisons and joined the real estate team, I spoke to him. I said, I'm not really sure where to start. He said, "We've got a lot of new housing. Why don't you go out and drive around the new estates and say hello to the sales offices?" And I said, "Really?" He says, "Yeah, take some business cards and go and do that." And it was quite daunting, but I loaded up the car, went out and introduced myself to people, and thought, okay, I've done that. That's a step forward. And it was just those little stepping stones
Mm-hmm.
initially. And I think that's what I continue to come back to when I talk about business development with
Mm-hmm.
my team, is that really people want you to do what they're paying you to do to deliver that service. So I was doing a lot of house conveyancing at that time. So you're dealing with the estate agents who are feeding the work in and have the ability to feed the work in, and they wanted an update. They want to know what's going on. If you take someone like Karen Healy Ellison, she's always been fantastic at that. You've got to get on with the job for the client, but speak to the agents, engage with them. And what I found was that you'd quickly get to develop a bit of a rapport with some of them. When I completed a transaction, I'd say, "Do you want to have lunch?" And then we'd go and have lunch. You'd sit down one to one with someone, and you've got immediately something to talk about, because you talk about the deal that you've just done, and then it spins into something else, and you start to understand them socially, etc. They send you some more work. You meet some more of their colleagues, and it really snowballed from there. Tom, and it
Mm.
was all around social engagements built upon the platform of the day job that I was doing. Ellison's, one of the great advantages of working for a provincial practice is that you're dealing most of the time with people in your locality.
Mm-hmm.
They live and work in the same areas that you do.
Yeah.
So it's not as if you're jumping onto a train at the end of the day and people are going all over the place.
Yeah.
The chances are they don't live that far away from you. So
Right.
having a drink after work is that much easier, or bumping into them at a sporting event locally, whatever it. And that's where
Mm-hmm.
making those relationships became quite easier, and you were able to grow your network quite easily, because as you started to go to events, you'd always hope, and it usually was the case, there'd be at least one person that
One
you knew.
person. Yeah. Yeah.
And when I arrived, I would brace myself. I'd be nervous, but I'd be thinking, okay, just go and just keep your eyes open. Look for that person. Ideally, you'd know in advance if someone was going and might arrange to meet them beforehand. But
Yes.
otherwise, walk into the room and then hone in on that person that you know, and then gradually,
Mm.
uh, the, the numbers of people that you would know at an event would
Mm-hmm.
would increase.
You are already very, very active on social media, certainly, especially LinkedIn. Was that an easy transition for you then to go from just full face to face to then kind of transitioning more to engagement on social media?
LinkedIn, because it's a business community, and
Mm.
people want to reach out. If people have connected with you or on LinkedIn, they want to engage. And of course, the other great thing about it was those where you were meeting people face to face, or you saw someone briefly at an event, you were able to follow up via LinkedIn. I think for me that was
Absolutely.
early on. I found that one of the really, really good tools for LinkedIn was that it was a hi. We only spoke briefly, but just wanted to say hi. Good to see you. And you had another way of being connected, of linking in to them. I have used LinkedIn as a media to be a bit light-hearted about
Good.
things,
Yeah.
and for me that's worked, and I enjoy it. I mean, I pull in a lot of information on
Mm.
LinkedIn that I find useful, but as a tool, I'm sure I could use it a lot a lot better. But I do know that there are people that I now meet who I haven't met before who say, "How's your running going?" Because they've seen the video that I've done of running. I think it's a very, very useful tool. I mean, what I would say about this, personal branding, networking, BD, is has always been what I've said internally, is that we're all different. Everyone, all, your family, your friends, my family, friends, my colleagues, there's a wide range of people, a broad church, isn't it? And
Yeah,
there's a danger that we all try to morph into the same
exactly.
stereotype because we
Yeah.
think that's what people want to hear, or that's the way to win business. Be authentic, and you
Yeah.
should just be yourself. I think that whole point about being yourself, be authentic, I think is hugely important. And on the reality is for our business is that some people, like sport, some people enjoy going out and engaging and chatting to other people don't want to do that. Their real skill is they're extremely bright, they're far brighter than me, they're absolutely excellent at what they do, and they become a go-to lawyer, go-to person for their particular field. The danger is, of course, is that people don't know that because they're not making a noise about it, because they don't have that confidence to
Yeah.
go out and engage and to speak in public, etc. But of course, this is where one would say LinkedIn and social media is a dream for those people, and
Yes.
blogging, etc.
Yeah.
Because here's a platform for you to sit behind your desk on a keyboard and to display to everybody what a brilliant lawyer you are and how you could add a brilliant value to them in that in that service and that rounded delivery of excellence as we strive for. I think helpfully we had the away day with you, the partners away day last February 20, where we narrowed down, you'd heard about, and we talked about the Ellisons way and what that meant to the partners, and we started to formulate and ended up with the core values. For me, a partner or a senior person in the business would be is to look at those core values, is to
Yes.
understand what we are as a business trying to achieve, and then using LinkedIn
Good.
to give examples of what that means to Ellisons. And if you take, for example, colleague retention and colleague attraction, career opportunities for talented individuals, ensuring people can pursue their career at Ellisons. If we believe that's important, then LinkedIn's a great place to share articles
Yes.
or adverts from Ellisons, information that displays how we care and what we're trying to achieve, and backing it up. So it may be an article from a newspaper that's focusing in on agile working or flexible working, or the amount of hours that people are working, mental health, etc. Well, I'd be sharing articles on those subjects, giving a comment, and trying to engage with some people in my group,
Yes.
putting their names in the post and saying, what do you think? As a lawyer and a lead law firm, I know lots of lawyers in other law firms, and I engage with them on LinkedIn and get their views, looking for articles posted by other people and either resharing or commenting on them and engaging with them. It's important to give an opinion, I think, and as long as we stick to our core values, there shouldn't be a problem with that opinion. So I
Yeah.
think the use potentially of video podcast filming is huge for us, and a huge aid to what we do. And I think that's the thing about the technology, Tom, isn't it? Is using it as a tool to assist us in what we've always done. Our business is client relationship management, delivering advice, delivering a service, being a trusted advisor. We don't need to be scared of the fact that we've got these wonderful tools available. Let's use it effectively to deliver a better service to our clients. But ultimately, it's all about relationships. It's about relationships with our clients, relationships with our colleagues, relationships with the connectors in the business community that we work with. And LinkedIn, uh, social media, all of these other tools, if we embrace them, they're a way of improving our trusted advisor relationship in the markets that we work within, securing the future of the firm